Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, a WWE star might have just been released.
We've got backstage AEW issues between CM Punk and Jack Perry.
All In is about to become the biggest wrestling show ever.
And are the most hated tag team of all time coming to WWE?
What? I'm Andy Murray.
I'm Michael Hamflett.
And this is Danews.
Danews.
We're going to kick things off. Actually, CM Punk is not the first story on this video.
What?
What's going on?
We're going to have backstage issues over that.
We'll get to him eventually. Don't worry about it. I'm going to break some glass. It's all good. Lacey Evans might be gone from WWE.
Yeah.
This is, I didn't see this coming. Situation unfolded last night. Basically, Lacey kind of changed all her social profiles, Instagram, X, to FKA WWE star Lacey Evans. Mm-hmm. She posted a photo on Instagram with the caption, "Come midnight," I'm paraphrasing here, but it was along the lines of, "Come midnight, you will refer to me only as Macy Estrella. I'll only be known as..." That's her real name. Yeah. That was her original ring name in NXT as well, wasn't it? Or was it Lacey Estrella? I think they twisted it.
Yeah, there was a slight difference, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, you know, you get the point, insinuating that she would be gone from WWE at midnight, which at the time of posting, if she's in the East, that would have been about 3 hours ago. I'm not sure if she's on Eastern or Western time zones. I have no idea! Everyone lives in Florida, don't they? It's probably East.
Yeah, one at a time.
Now, Fightful Select had a little snippet on this in one of their updates, noting that WWE had not yet confirmed her release, nor had there been any internal notifications in the company about it. PW Insider's Mike Johnson has reported similar. He is stated to have he's heard talk that Evans had been released or was getting released, but couldn't confirm the release either. So maybe we'll get confirmation later today. Maybe we'll get it later this week. Maybe we'll never get it, and she's just doing a really strange, peculiar work. Either way, she's quite active on social media. I'm sure she'll provide an update when it comes and so forth. Lots to unpack with Lacey Evans. Very complex individual, I think, in terms of like what she's done creatively on screen. I'm not like saying they should have made Lacey Evans women's champion or anything like that. But like some of her creative was so wild. I mean, even if you go back to like the main roster days, when she was first brought up and she did the ring walk for like 3 months.
Ages.
Yeah, she'd walk down, turn around and walk back off. Yeah. And then you had like the Ric Flair stuff, which was skin crawling. Yeah. You had some really questionable material over the past couple of years where they were bringing her real traumas to focus and then kind of using that to garner sympathy, and then they tried to turn it around into like a heel thing.
Couldn't decide whether that character was a face or a heel.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Exactly. Yeah. It was completely insane. And then we've had in recent times we've had Sergeant Slaughter calling her out for not being a real veteran or something.
Bit rich from him.
Yeah, she's probably more of a real veteran, former Marine than Sergeant Slaughter is. Look, this is, I don't really know what to make of this whole thing. Lacey Evans may be gone.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like, we've poured over Lacey Evans' creative and the ups and downs. They're very much the case of the modern WWE superstar, I think. Maybe not now, but certainly in the latter era Vince run of things where just characters go up and down the roster. There's no common sense or logic or anything really. Like a story is not one that you can track from debut to release as being this like logical sounding career. What I think is interesting is if she has indeed gone, whilst we've kind of nervously waited for releases that haven't come, the Endeavour takeover has seemingly promised them and has not yet delivered them. A contract expiring is very much a method of talent leaving that, like, what, AEW has tried to normalise again? Like, contracts expire.
Your obligation has been fulfilled.
Yeah.
See you, thank you, all of that.
If this is the way in which WWE are going to try and have their talents exit, I'm all in favour of that, at least. Like, let's have talent see through the deals that they sign, rather than 2 years in just being told, your service is no longer required, off you go. Yeah. And a 5-year deal. Was it like the Carl Anderson one, where Triple H was like, come on, like, you got kids, 5 more years, and then like a year and a half later, see you later. Yeah. Like, the end of that would be great. So if this is just a case of that, and she's seen through, and things haven't worked out, I'm kind of in favour of it. Like, that's probably how wrestlers should move around in this era of massive television rights. Companies can afford to see through the deals, can't they? Yeah,
for sure. There, like you say, there's a huge difference between releasing someone, like cutting them straight up when they're in the middle of their their deal and them leaving at the end of their terms once the agreement has expired. So we don't know the specifics. For all we know, Lacey might want out of WWE. Who knows? Who knows? But let us know down in the comment section below what you think of this situation. What you want to see Macy Estrella, I guess, do next in pro wrestling, or will she stick around? Fire it off in the comment section below.
Lacey Evans has caught a bit of controversy in her career. And you know who else has?
Here we go!
A fella called CM Punk. Heard of him? There's more backstage stuff with CM Punk and AEW in general. And today it sent us...
Timestamps are down below if you're sick of this stuff.
Yeah. It's one of them things, I suppose, like your mileage may vary, I guess, on AEW backstage drama. I quite like it, but more because I like it when we get some actual news rather than just the weather. And there appears to be a little bit on
weather.
Yeah, well, sometimes you don't get quite enough of what you want. You get a bit of a drizzle when you want the full storm.
Yeah.
Anyway, CM Punk and Jack Perry apparently had a bit of a skirmish early days of Collision. There's a couple of different reports here. Fightful Select were the first to come through to say that right around the time of Collision's kickoff in June, there was a backstage issue between the two where the two came face to face over a disagreement. Later on, from CM Punk's side, the story was that Jack Perry wanted to use real glass in a segment. We don't know the details of, but looking at the timestamps and thinking backwards, if you remember, it was when Jack Perry was like running away from Hook in a car all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe it was something to do with a car window. Who knows? Anyway, according again to this story from the time, Perry would have been going against production wishes. Tony Schiavone didn't want him to do it. CM Punk himself didn't want him to do it. And Jack Perry wasn't happy with it. There was also an element of the story said, you can go off to Dynamite if that's what you want to do from CM Punk. That's where you get back into the kind of soapy drama of this rather than, to me, what sounds like a fairly real life just disagreement between wrestlers on things to do. Look, I think this is one of the stronger CM Punk stories of the recent few days. I think wrestlers should be free to disagree. Yeah. And then sometimes these disagreements are going to lead to arguments, and then at the end of the day, either a thing happens or it doesn't. I think this is all right.
What was the language that Punk used when regarding? Was it a temper tantrum? He said. Yeah,
there was mention of a tantrum. Yeah, this is it. Tantrum and F off to Dynamite.
To use real glass.
Yeah, that's going to position somebody a certain way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I think this is where like real stories and real normal conversations in a work environment can get lost to like the excitement of the drama and all your potential favourite wrestlers getting into fights. This sounds to me like a chat that might have spiraled slightly. Is that just my take on it?
Well, there's the stuff in that report as well about the Punk side believing that apparently they thought Perry wanted to do it because he wanted a week off the week after.
Yeah, that was right. There was going to be a vacation week. And,
Which Punk apparently sees as a major problem in AEW. Then Brian Alvarez came along and said he thought that something had been lost in translation and that Perry was due to take some vacation anyway, so maybe that's where that got confused. We should point out as well that Fightful did reach out to Jack Perry and his side for their side of this story, but hadn't heard anything back. So what we're reporting here is basically, what we're aggregating here, not taking credit for someone else's Sean Ross Sapp's work, is basically the Punk side of the situation. So you can take that up with a pinch of Chicago style Italian beef
Punk
sandwich, or whatever they put in the crust. What's the name of that great pizza shop where they put the cheese in the crust? Pequod's, there we go. That's the one. Wherever they put it, you take a pinch of that.
That's made me hungry.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to have to go disappointing Greg's after this.
Lou Malnati's is true.
Oh, Lou Malnati's is goated.
Lou Malnati will make you a fatty. I'm evidence.
Yeah.
I'm evidence. But yeah, there you go. More CM Punk stuff. I think that this is probably much ado about nothing. Yeah. That being said, using real glass when fake glass is available is really stupid, in my opinion. So
I talked about Goldberg on the news yesterday. Just ask him how he felt about punching that window back in 2000 and nearly died. I think he sliced his arm open.
Like an artery or something? Yeah. Punching windows, headbutting doors, Goldberg. Goldberg is a cautionary tale for all of us. Speaking of cautionary tales, I'm cautioning you against not subscribing.
Good.
Hit that button, ring the bell. It really does help us a lot. Thank you so much for your support. We're going to move on to our next story.
What do they get daily if they subscribe? What do we do?
Videos. We do videos.
That's what we do daily.
We're a video channel.
We are serving news daily.
We do on a platter. It's giving, I don't know.
We do be aggregating.
We do. We do be do be do. Scooby-Doo. Shaggy. He's going to be all in.
I thought it said it wasn't me.
What?
Oh, that's Shaggy. All right.
Right, all in. It's going to be the biggest wrestling show of all time. The latest update from WrestleTix. They are AEW are less than 600 attendees away from being able to justifiably call this the biggest wrestling show of all time in terms of tickets distributed. There is a caveat that we need to mention. We'll get to that in just a second. But per the latest update, they've passed the 80,000 mark. There's about 4,000 seats remaining. But they're closing in on WrestleMania 32, which is broadly regarded as the biggest wrestling show ever, live attendance-wise. WWE obviously claims that over 100,000 people were in the stadium for that show, but it's wrestling. Wrestling promotions work attendances. WWE does at the very least.
Ticket takers and people of that nature with Vince McMahon's quote.
Ushers and stuff.
20,000 ushers.
So like he just added like people selling Diet Cokes and stuff to the crowd. The actual attendance for that event was 80,709. All in, sorry, I'm so confused, is currently at 80,056, so they're not far off, and they are probably going to surpass that number, and then you can credibly call it the biggest show of all time, which is not just a marketing thing now.
It's amazing.
The caveat, the show that isn't included on these rankings ever, and it shouldn't be included on these rankings, is WCW/New Japan Collision in Korea, which was in 1995. Over 350,000 people attending over 2 nights. Tickets were not sold for that event, and people have alleged that it was forced attendance.
Yeah,
it's a show in North Korea. So there you go. That's why that's not included on here. AEW is selling tickets for this. Look, it's a tremendous business success. There's no other way to spin it. I'm sure people will try to do so anyway because we can't have nice things. But they've smashed this out of the park business-wise.
It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. I love that they've gone with the biggest event in wrestling history as a tagline, because wrestling, of course, has a history of like hyperbole and ludicrous strap lines. Vince McMahon thinking he invented the word stupendous, for example, as a recent example. You know, the grandest stage, the greatest show of all time, all that sort of stuff.
Vincent K. McMahon, the K stands for dictionary.
The K stands for resigned and disgrace. Comma, okay? Just that can be factual is tremendous. I really, really love that for them. Book a show that warrants it, because it's just awesome that this will go down in history. They're not going to touch it. They're not going to
opened the can of worms.
Good, because I want the worms to spill out everywhere. It's Dynamite tonight. Get me hyped. Get a nation hyped. You're not going to do this again in the next 5, 10, maybe more years. Like,
I don't think they'll ever have a crowd this big again.
Imagine saying that. Like, here we are in 2023. This company's 4 years old.
I don't know if any company ever will.
Yeah,
it's huge. It's humongous.
It's amazing.
It's a World Cup final attendance.
Eye-watering stuff. Make it feel that way. It's so huge. So huge. And you know what else is going to be huge?
When they announce Kenny Omega singles match on Dynamite tonight, and all of that faffing around.
I will melt off this chair.
All of those meltdowns on social media were for nothing.
I'm gonna just put a giant L in a cup and drink it. I'm going to let the L wash all over me if we get that Kenny Omega thing. If he just sits down with Jim Ross and says, you know what? Yeah, CM Punk.
Well, that's interesting, because personally, I've already filled the water cooler up with W.
Only available from Dakula.
Yeah, Dakula.
Only W's from Dakula. Only W's also from Logan Paul at the moment.
Apart from crypto scams.
And
he still hasn't repaid.
And all the other things he does and his terrible drinking. But
it's CoffeeZilla.
His name literally begins with L. But he's come off the back of, relative critical acclaim for another decent WWE performance. I think his Ricochet match was one of the stronger ones, but I mean, that speaks to the quality of his other ones as well. He's had a good WWE run so far, and he's figured out the way to make it better, Andy Murray. He was speaking on his impulsive TV podcasting that he does, and has pitched one of the more controversial tag teams in WWE history. I'm going to throw to Logan himself with the quote. Says, I had a crazy idea recently for Dom, because Dom is a superhero right now, Dominic Mysterio, of course. Dominic cannot get a word out. He lifts the microphone to his mouth and the whole arena boos. That's right, isn't it, Murray? The whole arena boos. I'll continue. He can't say it. He cut a promo.
People don't like it when I tell the truth.
Yeah, he plays on it and it's working right now. They hate him. Logan Paul, Dominic Mysterio, tag team. The most hated duo of all time, the most hated tag team partners in WWE, just crushing it, running through, because we both have a story arc too. We both did our first WrestleMania together. I'm sure I could fit my way in there. Who cares? Third wheeling with Dom and Rhea. And honestly, I don't know, me and Dom, maybe we could go further than him and Rhea.
Well, okay.
Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Get Logan Paul involved. I mean, I would love this.
Yeah.
The two people with the most little stinker energy in WWE, because they just kind of play in. Well, WWE in Dom's case and Logan in his case, they play into the public perception of him, right? And there's certainly plenty to criticize Logan Paul for beyond the ring and all of that stuff. He's a young man, whatever. But he is great at this.
Yeah.
Both things are true. He's phenomenal at this. The Roman match and the Seth match in particular, remarkable for someone who's only had 7 matches in total in his career.
Yeah.
WWE, the greatest thing they ever did was realizing that Dominic Mysterio, at the time of his turn, was pretty rubbish, and kind of leaning into that and rubbing it in people's faces. This would be great.
Yeah, who doesn't want to look at this? He's right, Logan Paul, I think, when he pitches this as sort of a dream team, because
it's a nightmare team.
It is. It's a nightmare team. Like, you could find any number of baby faces that would have the most overnight of their life just being on the other side of the ring to them. So I kind of want to look at this.
I've got it. Speaking of nightmares, we got Logan Paul, Dom. They're a team. Whatever. Rhea Ripley. She's used the word nightmare before. Keep her involved as well. Right, we're going full little stinker energy. Think just being a mischievous little heel.
Okay.
Right. Codyverse coming soon. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The Codyverse is coming. Whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, it's probably a few years from now because he's so good. Cody, throw him over there. Bring in Brandy Rhodes. New Nightmare family.
Oh my God! And Cody needs another partner, because obviously you've got Brandy then to offset Rhea. That's right.
Yes.
So Cody needs a partner. From the Nightmare Factory, Anthony Ogogo sparks out Dominic Mysterio right in the face. That's what they do. Anthony Ogogo, an Olympic boxer, versus Logan Paul and that robot hand of his.
This might be the most
We've nailed this.
Chaotic.
We've absolutely nailed
ever.
this.
Awesome. Let's move on to our Twitter question.
Bloodline, Mudline, because that's where we put it.
Here's a thing.
Yeah.
Not to go off on a tangent, but I'm going to go off on a tangent. Wembley is next week.
It sure is.
Why is your most marketable British personality not on that show? Why has he not been on TV for like 1 year? Like, look, Anthony Ogogo rules. That guy has such interesting, unique charisma and potential about him. Obviously, the Cody program, I don't think that went the way anyone would have wanted. I'm sure Mr. Ogogo feels the same.
Yeah. Power of the Punch stuff beforehand was
sensational.
Like guys in the hospital.
Like, his promos were so catchy. They called him Piss Boy and stuff, using a language British terms that we resonate with and stuff. I don't understand why that man has not been part of AEW for a year now, and why he's not featured on this show.
It's not good.
It's no good. Get it together, Tony. I want Ogogo doing things because he's class.
Imagine him knocking somebody out at Wembley.
Yeah.
On and out. That'd be great.
Like Jericho or something.
Yeah.
Like Jericho, Will Ospreay match happens, Ogogo just punches him in the
face.
Huge pop. Huge pop. Right, let's move on. We're in the Go-Go channel. We love the guy. Let's move over. Community questions from YouTube. Yes, YouTube. That's the platform. It's not Daily Motion. Imagine.
Vimeo. The Vimeo guys.
Vimeo's back. L. Sean has been on. L. Sean. I'm sorry, Sean. Hi, guys. If you could change the wrestling TV schedule for every promotion, what shows would you put on which day of the week and at what time? I have one really simple adjustment. So obviously we've got Raw Monday, we've got NXT Tuesday, Dynamite Wednesday.
Match of the year.
Match of the year. Dynamite Wednesday, Raw Thursday. What is the schedule? Raw Monday.
Yeah.
Freaking NXT Tuesday, Dynamite Wednesday, Thursday is free, Friday Rampage and SmackDown, Saturday Collision. Friday, keeping the same. Monday, keeping the same. I am flipping the order a little bit. Okay. I'm putting Dynamite on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Right? I'm putting NXT on Wednesdays. I'm putting Collision on Thursdays. So you have a full week of shows. You have Monday WWE, Tuesday AEW, Wednesday WWE, Thursday. Oh God,
I get it though, because I was going to say move Collision to Thursdays,
about,
and you've just basically gone alternating days. Pretty much.
About, and then on Friday you get both with SmackDown and Rampage.
Well,
be nice.
Yes, you get both. I would move Collision to Thursdays as well. I like it. I'm sure I'm at the parking lot brawl. They've started trying. It's weird. I would have Collision on Thursdays. Definitely. Yeah. It's but it's a selfish thing. I don't know how people's weekends are. If you're watching this and the weekend is the best time for you to sit down and maybe collect all your wrestling. Maybe your working week doesn't fit around Raw on a prime time or on at daft o'clock here in the UK. But as somebody, as everyone in this nation that has suffered enough of daft viewing hours all of our lives as wrestling fans. Collision on a Saturday is even harder when it really means catching up on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So I would love, especially because right now I think it's the best show in wrestling, I would love it. Slap bang in the middle of that week. Thursday night with a little gap. Sod it. Let's have the 5-day wrestling week. Why not?
Entitled wrestling pundits complain about job.
But because we're in the UK, and we get those old bags. It's not just being ancient and being 60 years old
It's
as I am.
staying up till 4 a.m.
It's 30 years of watching wrestling in the middle.
It would
of
just be nice to have like one show that's on our time zone. But hey, these are the hands
We've got one, and it's the biggest one ever, actually.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
if anyone
Very lucky.
lays in on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
The new tagline.
Okay.
Because all in gives me the kinks.
Sammy, I don't know.
That's those music from the
Okay, right. No worries. The kinks are rubbish. They've got a riff. They've got a riff. They've got at least one riff, though.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
That's a riff.
I don't even like
It's more than the Beatles. Sammy Waronga's been on. Sammy would like to know what is the possibility of MJF and Adam Cole doing a joint tag entrance for the All-In main event, and wouldn't that be cool? I think it would be cool. I don't think you're going to see it because I think they're going to fall out in the tag match. And then they're going to have the match, and then whatever happens in the match, and then they're going to be friends at the end of the show. I
don't think you're going to get in the main event, but you're obviously going to get it in the 0 Hour Aussie Open match. They're giving you both. I think that's where you'll get it regardless. I'm leaning towards them actually winning the belts and the main event resulting in them falling out and then them having to stay tethered because of the Ring of Honor tag titles.
And then kind of becoming friends again?
Yeah, I think that's
because they actually like each other.
And this story's money, so that's the way that you extend it, and Roddy Strong can be all the more frustrated.
They could lose the belts to the Kingdom eventually.
Yeah.
That's a really good story.
But I think that's how you're going to get around this music thing. You'll get your Better Than You baby in the 0 Hour, and you'll get them as in all their singles glory in the main event.
I think that's really good. Final question. It's just going for a big broad one here, big broad question. Naya's Dolly would like to know, what's your wrestling dream match? Real simple. Like, let's leave nothing off the table. Active wrestlers, past, present, anyone at all. Who you got?
Honestly, right now, genuinely, it's going to get booked on Dynamite tonight when Kenny Omega challenges CM Punk. Earnestly, there is not a single match, past, present, living or dead, that I want more than these two.
Yeah.
Because I feel it right now, and I feel like it's just this thing that we are simultaneously so close to, but also really far away from. And I feel burnt that we never got Punk and Cody for the same reasons. If we're doing Living or Dead, it's not so much a dream match as it is a dream factory. Like, there is a lineup of guys that never got to work Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And it's really like, there's 20, 30, 40 wrestlers that probably wish they had it, and I wish it too.
Yeah, 100%. Mine's Vader versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. It's the best monster of all time against the best underdog of all time.
Oh my God.
It's kind of perfect. They're both extremely tough and hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been incredible. Just two bowling balls of different sizes smashing into each other. Big Tom selling for Vader. Imagine Big Tom popping up from like a big Vader slam for the 1 count or whatever.
It's like crosshead strikes he does like there.
It's incredible stuff.
Oh, yes, please.
Alternatively, Stan Hansen versus Ryback would be funny for different reasons. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. Check out this video if you've not already. We'll see you soon. Bye.